What to say here? Doing relegation maths for peace of mind. Peak is what. Chelsea fans are definitely doing that.
Oh, please give me a break. Give me a
We're not
break.
getting relegated, man.
Getting a little bit shaky.
No, this is just for guys just want to be. There's no relegation.
We're
There's
not
no
getting
relegation.
what are we doing here?
Hold on, Roy.
No, Roy. They're just bored. Roy, they're basically bored.
Chelsea fans. Let me ask you a question.
They think like Leeds and Forest and Bournemouth are going to win like 4 out of the next 6 games. Like, what are we doing?
You're not even going to win a game. You've not even won a game in how long?
We're close enough to 40 points. It's
calm. Colin worried about losing 4-1.
You know what I love about you, Roy? You're sitting there when they're 40 points. It's calm. Like it's a good thing.
Okay, no. Hold on.
And we're close to 40 points.
As Chelsea Football Club, it's an absolute disaster. Don't get me wrong. But in the context of where we are right now, I can't call it a bad thing because we are near 40 points. And
when Man them will stand around like a really, when Man them will stand around like a really nice Merc or BM flexing the car. There's Roy doing it over a Ford Fiesta from 2000. You know what I mean? It's a mad one.
Well, listen, we're not getting relegated, man. We're not getting relegated.
Roy and Half, I agree with you. Relegation, because last night on Coppish, we went through pretty much every team's game. So I agree with you. Relegation, because the other teams below you, they're not going to win enough games. But I've looked at Chelsea's running, right? And your running is peak, Like, honestly, I don't think you can rule out finishing about 15th. Yeah.
Oh no, I get you. No. Chelsea are going to finish.
Lampard, I do not think we'll win another game this season. I
forget Lampard. It's the same with Potter. You can't now blame Lampard.
No. Wait, I'm blaming Lampard. No, it's worse. No, but let's see. If we get Terry, please let's get to that Chelsea thing because Lampard is.
I am going to move on to Chelsea in a minute.
Yeah. We need to talk Chelsea.
We are going to talk Chelsea. I wanted to say a big shout out to our title sponsors today, NordVPN, and actually one of our members has actually super chatted in about them as well. I'm going to put this up on the screen. A member chatted in, Shareem, who says, Terry, NordVPN is a madness. South Africa for 2 weeks for $1,000, normally 1,500 quid. And this stuff's true when you use NordVPN to essentially put you in a different location. You can just see here when it comes to these hotels that are available, just by changing your location from the UK to somewhere else, you can see here hundreds of dollars can be saved on holidays and on traveling and all sorts of different things along those lines. So make sure you're downloading the OneFootball app now. The NordVPN website now, and you're signing up to their packages. And there's lots of other good things as well. And if you're a streamer, this is what I've found recently with streaming like I do, especially if you're a gaming streamer. It really keeps the bandwidth clear, keeps your internet clear. I know sometimes YouTube can mess up, but since I've been using it here in this office, almost perfect internet every single day. And that's all provided via NordVPN. And with the summer coming as well, like we've said, really great savings to be had on summer holidays. And with the world being so expensive right now, not only can you protect yourself online from being defrauded or having money stolen, you can save yourselves on brilliant holidays, flights, hotels, and much, much more. So
I did not know you could do that, Terry. I didn't know changing location changed the price.
Yeah, on a real level, there's so much stuff I've learned through doing it. There's a few hacks sometimes you've got to do as well, but there's so much genuinely money to be saved, and things like that, and even little stuff like I said, I wanted to watch the Wall Street film last night, and I was looking everywhere for it. Search what it was available everywhere in England. It was anywhere between £3.50 to £5, and I do this all the time. The amount of films I want to watch, but they're like £5, £10, whatever. All you've got to do is search, right, and find out what countries they're available to stream in on the apps you've got, Netflix or Disney or whatever, for free. And then you change your geolocation to that country, and then you don't have to pay. Literally, like, it's not a massive amount of savings, but this month on movies alone, I've saved that £35.
Does it help to monetize your YouTube videos quicker, Terry, by the way?
It might do. Well, this is the thing, right? It's certain countries, monetization's higher on YouTube. So, like,
okay. Wow.
If all of our viewers change their location to Australia and watch my videos, like, ad revenue would triple because they pay more.
Does it get rid of that yellow symbol quicker though?
No, don't do that. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. So thank you everyone who signed up so far. It's really cheap as well. Cheap as a cup of coffee per month to have NordVPN on up to 5 devices as well. So go and get that done. But on Chelsea though, have hope. I know you guys aren't going to get relegated, but I do know that you are absolutely fuming with Lampard and everything else. And I also wanted to get your take, both you and Roy, that not only is Lampard been one of the worst decisions in Premier League football history regarding managers. You're now about to bring in Maurizio Pochettino as his replacement. So talk to me. Talk to me, have hope.
Well, look, Terrace, I'll keep it real because all I can do is just keep it real. So, first things first, there needs to be a campaign. Give Bram back his club, because how? Colin, I don't know what's, because I'm not cracking it. I don't know what's funny, Colin. I don't know where you're laughing. So, give Bram back his club, because what Bowley and his owners have done, this is a crime. Like what they've done to Chelsea in the space of a few months, it's a criminal offense. It's disgusting, it's wrong, and it's filthy. But that's one side. Jamie Redknapp and Harry Redknapp, I put you at fault. Take this dude, sit him down, tell him to his face, you are a garbage manager. You stink. You're filthy. You're rubbish. This dude hasn't even finished his coaching license. So you are getting a guy who literally hasn't even finished kindergarten trying to now coach this team. Make no mistake, Potter was bad. Of course he was bad. Lampard is worse. Lampard made a bad situation even worse. There's a thing called a new manager bounce where you come in, people are low, and you can draw from your
question. Who employed Lampard?
Sorry, I told you to delete that, man. I told you to delete that. But fine, you wouldn't listen to me. But okay, fine. I'll ask you one time.
Oh, is that you? That's you.
That's not me. It's not me. That's not me.
That is
that's not me. It's a random dude. It's not me. It's not me. So my thing here is, okay, yes. So how do you hire a guy who was sacked twice? How? It's like I have a company. We sack a guy because of bad performance. Years later, I then rehire him. Is he solely going to be better? You sacked him because he was trash at the job. What we've seen here is he's made it worse. I'll keep it a stack. He should be sacked now. He should be the first interim manager brought in that should be sacked, because he could be doing irreparable damage to this team. Because you can see that so clearly he's lost the dressing room again, which he did the first time. You can see that he can't draw on any experience to try to get the best out of these players. And it's a shambles. So it's I told you, Chelsea I doubt Chelsea win a game from now to the end of the season. So when the season's done, Lampard, don't coach again. Never manage. You're trash. You're garbage. You're horrible. And I'll keep it a stack, Roy. I don't know whether you're with me, so I'm going to stand at the island. Now, I don't give a damn what you did as a player. I don't give a damn. Zola is my guy. Drogba is my guy. Right now, I now don't respect what you did as a player, because you are now undoing everything you did, part of your legacy. So don't give me this crap about a player. No. Sorry, keep it real. Sorry. I'll give it a stack. I don't care what you did as a player.
He done what he done as a player.
He is undoing his legacy right now.
Stop it.
Yes, he is.
Stop it.
No, because do you know why? If you cared about Chelsea, you would know that, yo, Todd, I'm trash. I'm crap. I sell fruits. Don't hire me, because I'm going to make things worse. Because this guy is so arrogant, and because Harry Redknapp and Jamie Redknapp are not telling him that, bro, you ain't good, you're not seeing what's happening. So look, and let's get to Pochettino, and I'll give it over to Roy.
Look, Roy, do you believe he's undoing his legacy? We're not getting off that point that easy. Is Lampard undoing his legacy?
I'll mention it when Have Hope's done.
Okay, no, let me look at Roy. Okay, so last thing here. So Pochettino, this is an abomination. Bram, for 20 years, built a winning formula, one of the greatest clubs in the world, second biggest club in the world behind Real Madrid, one of the heaviest shirts on the planet. That's what Bram built. There were standards. There was a freaking benchmark. So you go from that to a guy who, in the UCL final, you bench the guy who dropped a 3-piece in Lucas Moura, and you play a tree trunk who hadn't played for 2 months in a hurricane. And what did he do? He dropped a disaster class. Jerry, I know that you were sleeping when you were watching that UCL final, because Tottenham were not doing anything. They dropped the worst performance ever in UCL history. Jerry, don't laugh. I know you were sleeping because it was that easy. I know you slept. I know we all slept. So this clown is coming to do what at Chelsea? But do you know what it is, Roy? You know what it is. It's a yes man. They don't want a guy who can say no to them. They don't want a guy who has standards. They want a yes man for this stupid, disgusting project. What club signs orphans for 8 years? It's an orphanage. What they need is someone to manage these orphans. That's what they need. It's like, yo, if you're a young kid and so forth. Come on down to the Chelsea orphanage. We'll take care of you for 8 years. No, relax. We're not winning trophies. No, forget that. It's vibes. It's merely vibes. There is a reason why Papa Drogba said, I don't recognize my club. Terry, I don't recognize my club. This ain't the Chelsea that I know. This is some weird, sickening nightmare on Elm Street's Evil Dead Rise nightmarish trash.
Supported him for that long, to be fair.
What? I mean, look, sorry, I'm going to be last thing I said, look, bro, I don't know, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, these guys, they have committed a criminal act on Chelsea. And someone needs to say something. I'm going to say something. It's a crime. But it is what it is. It is a crime what Bowley and these clowns have done. Give Bram back his club. Roy.
Okay. Where do I start with this mess that we're in? Firstly, yeah, I got to look at Bowley very, very funny. Because you sacked Thomas Tuchel, who I rated very, very highly. We had a less than ideal start to the season, but nobody can tell me that we'd be where we are now if we still had him. And I actually was on a flight. I was on a flight back from Latvia, and I got off the plane to about 50 Twitter notifications, 40 WhatsApps, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, did I do something? Like, has something happened?" And I actually see that my manager got sacked, and I thought, I was like, "It's only 6 games. This has got to be a troll." And I'm like, "Okay, you know what? I don't agree with it, but you can rectify it by making a good replacement." He brings in Potter. Terrible decision. So we already downgraded once. And Potter went on to be statistically one of our worst managers. I'm like, you know what? Cool. I can accept one managerial mistake. Shit hits the fan with Potter. It goes sideways. We're in bad form. And I still believe we would have stood a better chance against Real Madrid if we had Potter in charge. Not saying we would have won because let me not speak about Real Madrid. I've been cooked enough for that one. But we would have stood a better chance. And then let me tell you the sheer lack of due diligence behind this appointment. I don't think the viewers will even know this or believe it, but Frank Lampard does not have a UEFA Pro license, as in the highest coaching license, which I could bet my whole life that Pep, Klopp, Tuchel, Ten Hag, Conte, Arteta, and all these guys have. I assure you, they all have it. Lampard does not have it. So you sack one of our worst managers to bring someone who was already previously failed at this club before. On top of that, went on like a 13-game winless run at Everton, and then you bring him in knowing he doesn't have the required license to manage one of the biggest clubs in the world. That lack of due diligence and the lack of awareness to not see the potential impact when you look at his end at Everton and his end when he was first here, that is frightening. And I'm looking at Bodie very, very funny for that, because I refuse to believe there weren't better interim managers than Frank Lampard. Someone who already lost the dressing room, already had issues with some of the players in our squad. You bring him in to see out the season, and 5 games in, shit's already hit the fan. He doesn't have the dressing room. The players don't rate him. He's tactically clueless. You bring him in, and the worst thing is, Bowley, it was so clear that we still had something to play for before the Real Madrid game. And I still believe, hand on heart, God is my witness. You bring me Enrique, you bring me Nagelsmann. I promise you, we would have faced City in the semi-finals. Nothing can tell me, no one can tell me different. And so you claim the season's we've got something to play for, and then you bring a manager who's so clearly out of his depth to go and handle that fixture. Like, it makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense. So that's why I'm looking at Bodie very, very funny, because I cannot fathom the amount of stupidity behind the decision when you bring in football people, you claim you're on this long-term project thing, and you bring someone who's so painfully and clearly out of his depth to try and sort the mess that we're in now. It makes no fucking sense. And then with Poch, I'm not gonna lie, I like what he did at Spurs. I respect what he did at Spurs.
Respect.
I just don't think he's the man to take us back to the big VVS. I think maybe he can steady the shit for a couple of years before we get an elite manager in. That's all I really see from him. Like, and I did a lot of due diligence on Poch. Like, I watched videos, I read articles about him. My head is so high on Coping right now, and I'm still not moved by his appointment.
Another one.
As in, I'll be so real. I've had inhaled so much copium related to Poch. I'm still not.
Colleen, she's
I'm
got some
fast asleep. The fan is on, as Kendrick Perkins said. I'm so not moved by his appointment. I already said to one of my guys.
Who do you want, though, Roy?
Huh?
Who do you want, manager-wise?
I said it from the start. I said, bring me Luis Enrique.
Love it, Enrique.
He was the best man for the job.
First.
Like, he's someone who's got command and respect to the dressing
He probably
room.
didn't want it.
No.
Give me Zidane win the UCL with Zidane.
He wanted it. He could command the dressing room. He's a
I
good
knew you'd say
tactician.
Zidane.
All the top managers in Europe, he's beaten them before. Like, this was someone who was clearly Chelsea level.
But do you think it, honestly, but have Hope touched on it, right? And I said last summer, before last summer, I said when United were looking for a long-term manager last season, I said, if you get Poch, for me, that would worry me as a United fan, because you've gone and got a yes man, right? Because at PSG, he was clearly a yes man. They got rid of him, yeah? If you go and get someone like Ten Hag, I don't believe Ten Hag is a yes man, right? And I said that would tell me.
Terry, go back to that previous super chat. Go back to that previous chat.
And I think right now, have hope. You've got a yes man. You've got a yes man, and that is the biggest worry, because what the most important thing at Manchester City Football Club, everyone will say is Pep Guardiola. Yeah. For me, it's not, because someone hired Pep Guardiola, right? Someone knows the ambition of the club, the direction of the club, and passes it on to someone. It's the person that hired him. Now, if you hire a yes man, because look, we have to be clear, all of us would love an owner that signs checks, yeah? So you have the right owner as far as signing checks, but you need a manager that goes in there and says, listen, I'm only taking the job if you continue to sign the checks I need you to sign, but if I ask for a goalkeeper, I want a goalkeeper, not a winger, right?
That's what Enrique said that.
And
Enrique,
exactly.
He had a lot of demand in his interviews, and Bowley wasn't feeling it.
Roy, every interview is a two-way process, not a one-way process, yeah? And if you're elite in your job, you let the person hiring ask questions, and then when they say, have you got any questions, you hit them with more questions than they ask you, yeah? Because you believe in yourself. So actually you benefit from hiring me. I believe Ten Hag did that at Man United. I don't believe Poch would.
And also, to your point, is a great point. Your point is, well, why did Nagelsmann not get hired? Nagelsmann said that he thought that he was going to be offered the job. So he said, wait a minute, I believe I'm the best candidate. I'm betting on myself. If you're not going to offer me the job, I'm out. Yeah. But Chelsea were like, no, we want to look at you, Enrique. So Nagelsmann said, no. Either you make a decision now, I come in now because I'm ready now, or I'm out. And that's how you lost Nagelsmann. So somebody who is confident, because again, look at City. How you build a club is, this is the manager, and this is my philosophy. It's like Ultimate Team. When you're building like an Ultimate Team in FIFA, you need those green bars. It's not about buying amazing players. It's about buying the right players. So Pep is like, okay, look, I need to buy those right players because I need to get these green bars. At Chelsea, it's just red.
While we talk on FIFA quick.
Oh. So basically, it's all you just see is just all these red bars. So the issue is the acquisition that Chelsea have been doing. It's vibes. It's just data analysis. You don't have a manager that has a clear philosophy and you're not building for that manager. So you bought players under Tuchel, you sacked him. You bought players under Potter. Did you really? Or did you just shove players onto Potter? Let's be real. Modric was a Ukraine project. Modric was got for 100 mil for Ukraine. Arsenal were scouting him. They wanted him. And she was like, no, let's just get him. So Modric did not fit into what anyone wanted. So, and the issue, see, Roy, here's my issue with Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique, we know that he has a style that he wants to play. And look at what he did at Barca and Spain. We've already spent 600 mil. Can Enrique get the best out of those group of players? He needs his own set of players. He wanted
a goalkeeper, he wanted a DM, he wanted a striker. And
can Chelsea do it through FFP? Based on what Chelsea have already spent, can they get all those players with FFP? So the issue with Enrique is that you need to give Enrique his particular players so he cannot execute his plan. Nagelsmann, I feel that with what you've already spent, because the issue is that the damage is already done. So what you do is you get Enrique, then you spend the 600 mil. Yeah. But you've already spent the 600 mil without Enrique.
I hear that, guys. I want to go to some of these super chats from the viewers.